Happy Pride to anyone who celebrates that. Also, Happy June to anyone who celebrates that. And also Happy Tuesday to anyone who celebrates that. I'm joined today, as usual, by three lovely ladies. Hello, Malin, Marta, and Becca. Do we want to do a quick round? Who are you? I think everyone knows who we are at this point, but in case someone's lurking,
I certainly
who
do
are
not
you?
celebrate Tuesdays. I'm just gonna say this out there because Tuesdays are the new Mondays and they suck. So,
I love a Monday though. Is that toxic of me?
no,
I
that
also love
just
my
means you like
job.
your
So
job. That just means you
yeah,
love your job. Yeah.
yeah.
I like Mondays because I've got like two little exciting social things I do on Mondays, and then Tuesdays suck because it's like I gotta go to work, but I don't have anything else going on.
I like Mondays because a lot of people don't ask you for work yet. So, like yesterday, I had a full day of doing absolutely nothing, and then today was really, really busy because suddenly everyone wakes up and asks you for work. So,
Dang, it's a dog eat dog world.
instead of
Um,
introducing ourselves, we're just telling you what we feel about Tuesdays.
yeah, which I'm a democracy. I'm not. This is dictatorship. What will we be working on today? Malin, Martin, and Becca, roundtable.
I'm going to be doing some video editing, I think, and a quick intro filming for Project Alien, and then maybe some words. But I've already written a little bit today, so I need to focus on like video editing today, I think.
Okay. I love that for you because I love a good alien project video. So I support this. Marta, what are you doing today?
Well, I'm hoping we're gonna do 3 sprints because I have 3 tasks to do. But I gotta fix my
Ooh,
boiler. That's priority number 1 because I wanna have a hot shower today. Priority number 2 is actually doing some writing, and I gotta do
okay.
minimum 1 sprint before I do priority number 3, which is doing some work stuff. I've got my work laptop with me today.
Oh dang, you're just
But
gonna
the
fix your
writing
boiler like
first,
that?
because boundaries.
Are you able to fix your own boiler? And like, do I need to call you
She's
next
an
time my
engineer.
boiler breaks?
Do you need to go what?
Do I need to call you next time my boiler breaks?
Well, I've not done it before. I think it's just the pressure went too low, so we gotta like move the pipes around and do some stuff. But
No,
the
no
landlady
biggie.
sent me the manual, so should be fine.
No biggie. Just move the pipes around.
Just be careful, because like we've had boiler issues, and they were like, "Yeah, so if you leave the heating on for more than 20 minutes, it might explode." I was like, "Cool,
God.
nice."
Love
Like,
that journey for you.
It's fine. The manual looked fairly simple, so we'll manage. If I don't manage, I'll tell the landlady to send someone over, but I think it's simple enough that I can do it.
Dang. Well, rock on. Becca, what have you been doing today? How's everything
I
going?
am working on my edits of the book. So I am now shifted to the book version and having massive imposter syndrome.
No, don't do that. You're great.
I don't know. I think it's because I spent so much time on the screenplay and really streamlined it and got it down and whatever. And then now I'm going back and realizing that all the stuff that I, streamlined for the screenplay because I wrote it the other way in the book form, it just feels like massive. And then it's like, do I really need to change it for the book? Like, because the book can have more, right? But at the same time, I really like the changes in terms of streamlining that I did with the screenplay in terms of like plot. So I don't know. I was supposed to start yesterday. I didn't do a word because I got so overwhelmed that I just like my brain froze. And now today I'm all like, I can't write. I'm terrible. What am I doing
You
with my
are
life?
not terrible.
you need to
I
have a
hate
think tank
this.
session first. I think if you're not sure what you want to do with it, you have to do like instead of plunging into it, have like a proper like thinking session.
Yeah, that's what I like. Yesterday. Oh, thank you. I can't even speak now. But last night I started making a plan of like how to tackle each.
A revision
Um,
plan is a good
chapter.
starting point.
Yeah, so
Regina
maybe I'll
says
do.
you're a great writer. So are you calling Regina a liar, Becca? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm calling her a very good friend.
Two things can be true at once. You can be a great writer, and Regina can be a great friend.
And a very good friend knows you well enough to know you better than yourself, so she must be telling the truth.
Aw.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, Becca. I wish you the best
Thank
of
you.
luck. What shall I be doing today? I think gonna alternate writing and reading. I finished Lucky Red by Claudia Cravens the other day. Great book, 10 out of 10 recommend if you're into that sort of scene. Started The Dark Tower by Stephen King, and I don't know, guys. I don't know.
I'm just gonna say all the people I know who love this book are straight white guys who are very nerdy.
That's so
That's-
true.
Like, every single guy I know who's like the typical nerdy straight
Oh my
guy
God,
loves this
that-
book.
Is so.
I mean, I know it's
true.
written in the 90s, but I'm just like,
No, that is so
dang.
true.
And this is like the revised version in like 2003 or something.
Yeah, I thought I would like it because I had read a couple of like I wasn't like a huge Stephen King fan, but I read like The Shining, and I had read It, and I really enjoyed The Shining, and It I really enjoyed until the end. The end was, to me, I did not like. But I thought, okay, this is kind of fantasy, like maybe it's more up my alley, and I like his writing style, so I did not like it. It weirdly gave me a panic attack. I don't know where that
Oh.
came from. Yeah, like mid book, I got a full blown like pacing panic attack, and I don't even know what triggered it. Like I can't even like tell you what about the book triggered it. But then I did end up finishing it, and I just was like, it just wasn't for me. And to know that the rest of the books are like this big, where this book at least is like smaller.
She's
Yeah.
just novel sized.
Yeah, the first book
Carrie
is
wasn't
like,
that big
okay.
because I've read Carrie and it didn't feel like it was that long compared to some of his other
yeah,
books.
no, like Shining, Carrie, like all his early
Yeah.
stuff was like normal sized. Yeah, I mean it was huge, but Carrie, Cujo, Shining, like they were all around like 360, 400 pages. Like they were in a
normal book.
normal size book. Yeah. Well, I think It or The Stand was his first like, oh my god, we've jumped to like crazy pages.
Was that because of the cocaine, or I feel like we
Yeah,
bring back
probably.
to this topic every time.
Oh yeah, honestly,
Isn't he also
yeah.
a famous pantser? Or is that
He is
someone
a
else?
cancer and he is a cocaine user. So
The worst of
Depending on-
all worlds. Yeah, I'm not just vibing with the prose, actually, I think. It's just, I keep reading shit, I'm like, what are you saying? I don't even know what you're saying.
yeah, maybe that's what gave me the panic attack.
And for context, I'm reading this as a part of like a little dive into the Western genre because of my own Western novel. And like,
Right.
Lucky Red was so good, and then I opened this and I was like, wait, I'm in danger. I don't know. I think I'm gonna try and read the first part. That's 75 pages, and if I can continue after that, well done, Stephen King. But if not, I'm just gonna DNF it. I think
Yeah.
I'm not above DNFing a book. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm in the midst of my life. I don't have time to read books I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
Which means I have to find another Western novel to read because I'm going to read at least 3 comp titles. That's my goal.
I feel like there were a couple I remember people talking about a couple of years ago. If you want to dig through my memory / my friend's memory.
I would always love to dig through memory, Malin. Call in.
The problem is I'm a designer, so I recognize covers more than titles. So I'll just need to find the cover again to be like, that's the one.
I also have American Hippo on the short list, which I'm very excited about. And I have high hopes because that's written by a woman. So, at
And
least
did you
it'll be
say you were going to read the Mistborn spinoff? That's a Western.
Yeah, Alloy of Law is also
Yeah.
on the docket.
Okay.
I did this instead of Alloy of Law, but now I'm like, wait a minute.
You need to go to that one's fun. Yes, just totally DNF that one immediately and go to Alloy of Law.
I'm gonna try and get through the first part, and then I'm gonna pass judgment. Because I started like just making a short list, not a short list, just an actual list of all the books I read,
Okay.
and just putting another book at the end of the list and putting like one number up because I do numbered. It's just very satisfactory. So if I can
I got
torture myself through however many pages. How many pages is this? Oh my god, it resets in each part.
I was
Fuck
gonna say,
that.
actually, that'll make Alloy of Law, even though it's a good book, that'll make it like amazing. You'll be like, this is the best I've ever.
Yeah, I have read Alloy of Law before, but it's been a long time.
Oh, okay,
But I know the twists.
right.
But I do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it. A few more nights trying to read
Okay.
this, and if I don't feel it, then I'm gonna DNF it and declutter it. Because there is, as you said, there's like 7 novels in the series, and then one standalone novel, and I don't know. I don't know about cocaine and pantsing, guys. I don't know. Let's see. Let's say hello to some people. Kitty says, hello, besties. The internet is so spotty at our retreat spot, so we'll see how well we can chat. Clearly, very well, because you've been yapping. Good morning, Susan, or afternoon, or evening. Hi, Miley. Happy Gay Month. Malin is looking very sun-kissed.
I know.
Hello, friends. Hugs from Florida, US. Hello, says Anna, and JC is here. I believe in bare minimum Mondays.
Agreed.
And Susan agrees. Just moves the pipes, no big deal. She said, just move the pipe around, lol. I love that.
Just to clarify,
He's an
my
engineer.
English is not that good. I meant like the lever on the pipe. I'm not moving pipes. Just putting that out there.
I was just like, yeah, sure, Martin can move pipes. That makes sense, I believe.
Yeah,
Best of luck, all the good vibes for the boiler. Becca, no! Susan's task for today, figure out what the heck happens in Act 2. This was something I also struggled with. What helped me, I don't know if you're looking for tips, Susan, but I'm going to give it anyway, because I'm a white man in my late 30s. But I planned my midpoint, and then I did like one big event between the midpoint and the start of the act, so I had something to write to, and that really helped, like a pinch point or whatever.
That's a good idea.
And that made it a lot more manageable.
Susan, are you pantsing or are you outlining? Like, when you
Susan
just all
strikes
have
me as an outliner.
Okay, because I did the outline for Project Alien, and then I also arrived at like Act 2A, and also got the. What do I write? Like, I have like my bullet points are too vague for some of the fun and game stuff, so I ended up going back to some of the questions I think that are in Save the Cat, and just they're like, oh, what's your new Act 2 goal? What is your hero doing to achieve their goal? What are the obstacles, conflicts, characters helping them or not? What smaller goals are emerging from the larger goal, etc. And I've got like that on the left side of my Notion page, and on the right-hand side, I started doing bullet points more detailed of each scene based on that. I don't know if that helps.
Susan says, I have a goalpost more than an outline. I just wrote break into 2, and I realized I have a blank hole until the midpoint. Well, is your midpoint like a false defeat or a false victory? Because that also, because if you have like a false defeat, then the first half should be like upwards going, and then you have the defeat at the midpoint. But if it's a win, it should be downwards going until the midpoint, and then you have the win. Does that make
I
sense?
never managed to do that properly, like the up and down thing.
I just like to think. in
my road is
broad
just
strokes.
bumpy.
Like, I'm just like, is it going good? Is it going bad? Like, overall.
Yeah.
Sometimes good, and sometimes maybe shit. I need to brainstorm a little bit to figure out the connecting bits. Yeah, we're gonna jump into a sprint real soon, so don't worry about it. Hello, friends. Sorry, Becca. Also, I empathize completely, even I know we're both great writers. Becca, someone who has read your work as well and could not put your book down. I second what Regina said. You are a fantastic writer. I will say, though, not in regards of you, Becca, you are an amazing writer. But you know when people blur book covers and they say, like, unput downable? That just grinds my gear. I don't know why, but I'm just like, that's lazy blurbing.
Oh, it's just I don't like the word because it's weird. Because it's like it shouldn't be a word; it's a sentence. You can't put it down.
I mean,
Why is it
I know,
unputdownable?
but it's like, you know, it's whimsical and fun. But I just, if I see that on a cover, I'm like, oh, so you put no effort into this blurb. Gotcha. Anyway, that's a gripe of the day. And it's not a reflection of Becca or her prose. Stan, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Sorry, I missed the title. Yeah, this is the first Dark Tower book, The Gunslinger. Oh, yeah, him. I have multiple appointments today, but thought I would drop in to say hello. Well, hello, Wendy, and goodbye, Wendy. I wish you the best. I'm prone to panic attacks and will avoid this one. Thank you, Becca. Not the cocaine, again.
Again.
Always cocaine. Yes, Dig, I do not love Stephen King's prose. I do not think it's particularly strong. I mean, I don't have any sense if it's strong or not. I just don't like it for this book. The closest I've ever been to reading Stephen King was when my English teacher was sick one day and the stub looked exactly like Stephen King.
That's crazy.
I have read way too much Stephen King. Some I loved, some I hated, some were meh.
Yeah.
I trusted Marta's confidence completely. Keiko is here. You're never late. A wizard is never late or early. I was distracted by Sims. That's fair. the new Dune game is releasing on Thursday, and I'm very excited for that. So I will disappear for a weekend. Hello, Laura. I try to never tell a reader they can't put my book down secretly. If they don't keep them reading, it's my fault, not theirs. Shh. Yeah. I'm specifically talking about those cover blurbs that other authors do for like books and stuff. Okay, that was the comments. So we're going to dive into a family classic at this point.
Yes.
How many minutes are we feeling?
35?
35 works perfectly for me.
Love that.
We're going to do a little frizz at the end, at the beginning, and then we're going to jump to 35 minutes. So 3, 2, 1, let's roll. what a satisfying conclusion to a very satisfying sprint. Ms. Malin tries. Did you try? Did you succeed?
I did try. I filmed my intro for the June vlog. Hello, Edgar. Sorry.
Oh, my son!
Aww.
Always. He's gonna go on the couch. Can you even see him? Oh no, he went next to the couch. Sorry, you can't even see him.
Aww.
I think he's too hot, so he's just like going on the floor.
I can't believe you dogfish me like that, Malin.
I was so excited.
Sorry, okay, fine. I'll take you
Okay,
with
so
me.
you can't be bullied into showing your dog.
Oh, no. Very
Beautiful little boy.
I love that. Thank you
Is
so
that
much for
satisfying?
making the effort, Malin, as always.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Anything for the crowd.
I love it. Anything is content.
And then I needed to do like a sort of what you did with your mines. I need to make a map, but
Oh.
yeah, you made like a little, mine map. I'm making a little space settlement map. So I'm trying to figure it out. I can share briefly if you want, but it's not
Yes.
done yet. Select the tab.
I mean, my mind map was very hand painted in canvas, so
Does that work?
that does work indeed. Let me just see what pops up.
This is where I'm at.
Hello, space settlement. Beautiful,
That's
darling.
great.
They're coming from here, which is where the space shuttle is, and then this is the bridge that leads into the crew quarters. And so each of these would be like a room. So I was trying to figure out, okay, so this would be the size of the bed, that would be like the shower type of thing, and this is like where the water tank is. And then I'm figuring out where it leads to, because I know they're going to secure the infirmary and the mess and kitchen first. But I need to have a lab, so I was like, okay, so actually I need like a third route to the lab. This is where all the fucking bodies are.
Not the bodies. Let the bodies hit the floor.
So this is what I was
Lovely.
doing.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. This is
Oh,
important work.
love
It helped me
it.
visualize so much when I did my mind map. I was like, okay, actually, no. Are they going left or
I was
right?
getting lost. I was getting lost in my head, and I was like, wait a minute, I need to figure this out. I need a map. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, this is incredible. Damn, what it's like to have skills. I don't know, Anna. You tell us. You tell us. A lot of commotion for the map.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Zombies.
Ms. Marta, did you do your first task of the evening? Did you
I
fix the
actually
boiler?
managed both of my first tasks of the evenings. The boiler took like 10 minutes. It was super easy.
Oh,
My
dang.
boyfriend's currently trying it out and having a shower. And then I did a bit of writing.
As we hear an explosion in the background.
Now
Like,
it's fine.
What if he takes the only hot water you managed to get, and then you don't get the hot water? That wouldn't be fair either.
It's fine. It seems to be working.
Do you want to share a line from your writing? Question mark.
Well, I was writing on my computer, so I'd have to open it. I can, but
Yes.
maybe let
do
Becca
that.
talk about her thing while I look for it. How's that?
Okay, Miss
Got the
Becca.
line thing.
What I decided, sort of the loose plan is I'm going through chapter 1 because I already know I have to. Oh yeah, sorry, I have to.
No,
Your
I
mind.
just,
Wasn't even looking at you guys. That's the funny part. I was looking at the manuscript, so I'm doing this, and then suddenly I look down, and I'm all like,
I love handography. Don't worry about it. I love
we've got,
handography.
yeah, we're miming. I've decided that's the plan.
It's very Adele of you.
But yeah, I'm going through chapter 1, but I have the screenplay right next to it.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be helpful
It's
because
basically like a fancy outline.
it is. I mean, essentially that's what I was using it for before, but then I changed everything and I streamlined everything, and then suddenly it's like, oh crap, I already wrote half the book, and now it's like I have to change the stuff that I did. And anyway, so it's but the stuff that I know for sure I have to do in chapter 1 is when I did the Narnia that's not Narnia, so it's like Winterbrook, so I have to add those scenes in. So I know for sure I need to add those in. So I figured, okay, just start small, add it in, and then keep moving forward from there. But you know what I remembered I had?
Tell us, Becca, the suspense. Oh my
so
god.
apparently, and I haven't read all the, obviously I only read the first book, so I haven't read all of the books, but apparently Marvel, look how small it is in that sense, took every single Dark Tower series and made it into a graphic novel, which is very funny that it is this size and like the
I mean, the book is not that big either.
yeah, but no,
It's
the
just
whole
this size.
series.
Oh, is that the whole? No, that's
Like
Is that the
according
whole
to the,
series?
yeah, according to the description, they took like all of the elements and turned the whole series into. It was a different author,
Okay.
like he took Stephen King stuff, but the artwork in this is like incredible. So I just thought that maybe if you didn't want to read the book, you could get this, and you could just read the whole, like get a sort of a like
A vibe check.
yeah, it's like, and in the back they have like artwork of like crazy like artwork.
Get that out of my face.
I
Very
mean, that's
cool.
that's the series though, so you know,
Wow.
like all the stuff. So anyway, this does exist.
I don't know if I'm that level of invested in the Dark Tower
it's just
series.
if you wanted an overall of the entire thing, like, and visually, as opposed to like, you know, having.
I think I'm mostly interested in the prose for now, and then I have a few movies, films, and TV series on the docket too.
Ooh.
I found
that I'm
the
gonna watch.
novella that my friend was the one who read it. It's called Outlawed by Anna North, and it's I think it's a novella size, so it's like not a big one if you're interested.
Oh,
But I
Outlawed by
don't-
Anna North.
I don't think it's got anything supernatural about it, so I think it's more the Western vibes if you're looking
Well,
for.
neither did Luck You Read. That was just purely historical. I did not fact check any of it, but I loved it anyway. Not necessarily the fantastical elements I need help with. It's just like, the genre. I don't know. But thank you so much for sharing, Becca. Even though it was disgusting with that man with the spider. As Keiko says, I'm eating. Marta, do you want to share your line?
I can. Let me just read through it again, make sure it's not super spoilery. Also, I've lost it now. Damn it, which one was it? Okay, yes, got it. Who says they haven't altered her memories? For all we know, she's completely within their control. Do you suspect the other members of my division, as well as this other person whose title is spoilery, to also be under the enemy's control? Well, Ryan is clearly being controlled by a spirit of idiocy, Captain Clint snapped, but no one paid him any mind.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love this other person whose title is spoiler. What a great
I was like,
name.
that's a very
I mean, it's not
non-plume title.
spoilery, it's like I don't want to give away too much of my world building, so you don't get to hear the title.
Oh. I like that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Hey.
I know some people think it's difficult to share. Becca.
I also think it's difficult to share, but I would do anything for you, Steve.
You do it with a lot less duress than Becca does.
I
I will
do.
say.
Everything makes me.
And I appreciate it. And it's always as voluntary. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. I'm just going to nag you until you do it. But you are allowed to say no. Your body, your choice. Your book, your choice. Your prose, your choice. As always. And I read another chapter in this. Oh, God. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Oh.
Can I make it to page 71? Without pulling teeth? Ugh.
If you're hating it this much, you should just DNF it now, I think. And everyone's nodding.
But it's the only one of the books that are fantasy outside of Alloy of Law. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there are some. I feel like there's
Probably.
definitely some westerns that are
They-
fantasy.
They do have, like, I think I told you about before, there is I don't know what you would read though, because it's a role playing, like a Dungeons and Dragons, but it's called
Oh
Deadlight.
yeah. You said
So
that.
they might
Maybe
have,
someone's done a
like,
playthrough on YouTube or something I can watch.
yeah, maybe, because it's really that vibe. It's Western with like supernatural elements.
Yeah.
But
Well, Regina says DNF it, and Kate says declutter it, DNF it. I have already decluttered one book. I started reading a book called The Six Gun Tarot by R.E. Belcher, and I had issues, so I DNF'd after like 4 chapters. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
I'm gonna give
I found a Reddit thread that asks any Wild West themed fantasy books out there. And the second sentence is, I already know Stephen King's Dark Tower. Are there any more?
Please give me others.
And some of the answers are like, you should check out Joe Abercrombie, specifically his book Red Country. It's the last in a series of tenuously connected epilogue books. Brandon Sanderson's The Loyal Flow is recommended.
on the list.
Can't recommend Whirlwind. I can't read that. Whirlwind in the M, Thorn Tree by S.A. Hunt. It's not a cult classic. It will be soon. Okay.
You should put the link to the thread in the Discord.
Yeah. I will do that. There's a few people suggesting some similar stuff, I think. I see one that says like zombies, demons, stuff like that in there, so.
The writer will continue to disappoint you all the way to the end, so save yourself. For reasons. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna give it one more chapter, guys. One more chapter, and if I still like, what the fuck, then I might DNF it. Now, let's see what other people did. Thank you for the dog tags. The ears kill me every time. Oh my god, Edgar, baby boy, he's the cutest doggy. That is fact. Susan got 169 brainstorm words. Progress is being made. I love this journey for you. Elena joined us. Hello, hello. Wave. And a hand wave, I guess. Also, Phoebe is here. Hi, humans. Miley needs a poll. How many of you would read about an MC losing a leg to lava and push your glasses up to go, actually, about the logistics of lava? I guess it depends. Like, did he step into his lava? Because that's not realistic at all. But if, like, lava spatter hit his leg, I'd be more inclined to be, you know what? I see that. I'd believe it. I don't know shit about lava. Maybe it like wouldn't disintegrate right then and there, but I'm assuming it would need amputation. I don't know. And Chandra, living a leg, happy sprinting, y'all. Thank you so much. And Anna had to get an iced coffee because it's impossible to do this timer without a drink in hand. Spin facts. Though I want to kiss this timer. Oh my god, kiss the timer, my beloved. Malin, absolutely love this timer. So there's some commotion for the timer.
Yeah.
I didn't write, but I'm problem solving lava. You and all the geologists, I guess. Fancy, my map is scribbled on paper. Katie finished release day newsletter and started fleshing out their longer one to talk about the end of May and finishing book 2. Exciting. Damn, what's it like to have skills? Incredible. Regina, have decided grocery shopping can wait until tomorrow. Today I want to be productive. At my age, shopping saps all my energy. Lol. Love the choreography. That's not how you say that word. Love the choreography. There you go. I see it as you are conjuring magic. We're in a box. Let me out. Hello? I don't know what we loved, but I love it. Oh, the line, maybe. Yes, Marta's line. We loved it.
Aww.
The writer will continue to disappoint you all the way to the end. Okay. CB is here. Hello, hello. Good morning. Okay, wonderful. That is very helpful. Lava spatter satisfied me. Okay. Oh my god, if he's that deep in lava, his clothes would catch fire and he would be screaming in pain if the rules of physics apply. Only Miley knows. Only Miley knows that. Do you have a deadline? It could be, yeah. It could be historical AU, I guess. Or contemporary AU, I guess. It could just be AU. Do you know the deadline for your book, Becca? Do you have a deadline?
Yeah, I want to have a readable draft to give to people by the end of June, early July, is what I'm thinking.
Did you see the thumbs up that appeared
Yeah,
next
I
to
was
it?
about to
know.
ask.
It's like, I keep doing that. Apparently, like, my hand naturally does that, and then it's like, when I'm in streams, it's all like, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
It's the Mac you're on, isn't it? Is it a Mac?
Because you can see
It's got like things like you can do the heart. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you can do all the...
Yeah. Love it.
And then, wait, this one's a good one.
Oh,
But this one I do a lot and I don't think about because I'm always like, 2 things, da 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 da. And
two
then,
things.
wait, come on, 2 things. Sometimes with have the background, it can't tell you're doing 2 fingers. Of course, now.
Too
it's
cluttered of a background.
Yeah. Come on. There we go.
Oh wow,
5 hours later.
Becca's magic. At Malin, you may ignore my comments since you're writing a different universe. No rules there.
I don't have lava,
Miley.
although I do have lava, but my lava just makes people into zombies, so it's not the same kind of lava.
Zombie lava. Very scientifically accurate. Okay, so the end of June. I'm very excited for that, Becca. I'm very excited for that. And Project Alien, is there a ETA?
No, though I would like to be. I'd like for June to be focused on Act 2A. So ideally, I'm trying to like have 1 to 2 months per act, and I'm considering it a 4-act book. So like, I hate that it's like 2A, 2B, but you know what I mean. It's like 2, 3, and 4 instead of 2A,
I'm
2B.
picking up what you're putting down.
There you go.
So things are pretty wishy-washy. I'm running a fantasy. What is the deadline for your project, Marta?
Well, I normally jokingly say I want to publish it in the next 10 years. But for this
Okay.
draft, by the end of the year. But yes.
At the end of the year. And how far in are you now?
Well, technically I'm on chapter 5, but that's because I restarted Act 1. So,
Okay. And what number of draft is this?
second draft.
Second draft. Okay.
Or
Sorry for the Inquisition.
2.2, as I'm calling the current
Are
Act
you-
1.
Are you comparing to your deadline, Steve? Because you've got your.
No, I'm
next
just thinking about
deadline.
deadlines. I was going to wait till July 1st, but I think I'm going to start earlier because I don't want to wait.
You're itching.
Yes, at least with like the kind of outlining stuff, and then maybe dive into actual drafting on July 1st, which means that I will draft on a big travel day, which I love. So,
Ooh, fun.
yeah. Are these self-imposed deadlines?
For me, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, mine is self-imposed, but I do have an editor deadline June 1st next
true.
year. So I got a year
Ooh.
to self-edit my novel.
You've got a hard deadline and then some soft deadlines.
Yeah, so just gotta. I hopefully want to get through the draft by the end of the year. But who's to
Is
say?
that like a fun editor thing that you set for yourself, like as an accountability thing, or is that actually gonna be like your editor for self-publishing? Like, are you?
My
you
editor for
have all that?
self-publishing. I booked an editor. And
Wow.
she is expecting my manuscript June 1st next year. So that's how that's going. Your mom's got some hard deadlines and then some soft deadlines.
All
Miley,
right, Miley. Okay, Miley.
she's just being Miley. Okay, but how about the fanfic going? How dare you, Katie? How dare you come into my stream and tell me to write all my stuff?
Because I want to ask, but I don't want to push, so.
Oh my god, I know. I want to write it, but it's just like I also need to read for my upcoming draft, and I keep thinking about my cowboy book, and I'm like,
I feel like when you were writing your cover book, you kept thinking about your fanfics, so I sense a pattern.
I mean, it's just the human condition.
Yeah.
Yeehaw, indeed. She's just being Miley. I will push write the fanfic. Oh, sure, mom. Okay, but how is the revision log going, Stig? It's
Ooh.
not. I don't know. I want to make a revision vlog. I've talked about this. I just don't know how. So, Inquisition universe. I don't. These are fine questions by me.
So
Yeah.
the revision blog thing, are you basically going to start talking about it before you start doing the revision, or like what's your idea? What's your plan in mind?
The vision for the revision vlog is like episodes. Obviously, I want to do like a recap episode of draft 1. So like stats, how many words, how long did it take me, etc., etc., etc. What's the plan? And then I want to make like one blog for each stage, maybe. So one for like self edits, one for beta reading, one for working with an editor. I have not thought this thing through. One for making a cover or like researching cover, all this sort of stuff.
Nice.
So what you're saying is
for,
you're
like-
becoming a blogger now.
I don't know. It's mostly for me, so I might not even post it. I just want
But it's
to.
useful because it's also like when you're problem thinking, like trying to like solve problems within the draft. This is where I do enjoy being on YouTube. It's like talking to myself on the camera as though I'm talking to other people is how I fix so many of my issues with my outline.
Yeah.
I am a spaghetti at the wall kind of person, so it could help. I don't know. Y'all are so lucky you don't talk to me every day. Every other sentence is your mom joke. I don't know. I talk to your mom every day. So it's going out the window then, Stieg. Lol. I don't know. I don't know, JC. I don't know. All these questions. You said recap, and my brain immediately went. So that's what you missed on Glee. Yeah, a Stieg vlog would be awesome to see. It's so helpful to talk out problems. It is. I do owe Grape one video, so I might make a singular video, and that's it. But it takes a lot of effort to make videos. I feel like efforts that could be used reading or writing fanfiction. Like I have a full-time job. I can't do it all. But so does Marlon, and she does it all. So
I don't do it all.
you do YouTube, you do your books, you do your revisions, you do your what's the third thing? Reading. You read books.
What's that third thing? Oh yeah, reading.
Yeah. Yo. Yes, Marlon. So many things are worked out when I talk to the vlog, aka you guys. Lol. And then I want to write, so I need like proper equipment, but I don't want to invest in equipment because I know this is like I'm gonna do it 2 times and then never do it again.
You literally
So-
just need a good phone and then a freaking tiny mic type of thing. I don't have it. Do you know like those little lapel mics?
I even have those, so I don't have to buy anything. I have a phone. I have those mics.
There you go. People
But I
care
have
more
to-
about sound than they care about video.
Okay. Phone plus window. Shucks. I have no windows. That's too bad, Anna. Too bad. So much effort. Jesus fucking Christ. It's such a pain to edit all the rambles. Just use your phone. I do manuscripts, though. I have written a manuscript for the first log, so that is done. I just need to film it. And edit it, and then post it to the internet, and not
I'm
go
more
crazy.
for I prefer rambling on and then cutting off half of my rambles.
I don't know. Yeah, because I'm really looking at the screen. I'm a listener of YouTube videos. Oh.
Podcasts.
I like looking at the videos that I'm watching. So, anyway, do we want to do another sprint? Is that the vibe?
Yes.
Let's do it.
I need to finish
Let's
my map.
do- Yeah, and Martin needs to do the third task, which was
Day job. Stuff.
day job. Okay.
Sad.
Becca got a book to finish, so. Let's see. Present share screen, plane. Okay. Are we ready? Ooh, I should watch this Legacies musical episode video instead. Love Hannah Bales. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, let's roll. And this is where we applaud. Hi, Malin.
Hi.
What did you
I
do?
finished my map. That's all I've done. Well, I talked through it while I was finishing it because I was like, oh, I should vlog because I think I'm done. And then I wasn't really done. So I was like changing some things while
Did we
filming
get like
it.
a final reveal, or is that just a secret between you and God?
No, I can share. I've been very transparent about this project and I intend to be like up till the end. So only close your eyes if you don't want spoilers, I guess. But that's it.
Ooh, I
This
love
is the
the
final map.
pattern.
So you've got the bridge from the shuttle, the crew quarters with the water tank in the middle, and then from the crew quarters, you got access to the infirmary and the mess hall and kitchen, which is then connected to this bots hangar / engineering maintenance dome, which has access to the outside. And then everything is sort of connected in the middle to the lab. This is like a hallway around it. So the lab is within a dome. And this one is connected to the sample containment dome, which is where I've decided would be the damage that leads to outside and why all the bodies are piled up there. If anyone's seen Kingdom, this is sort of what the zombies are like, and they're a bit similar to the ones in Kingdom. It's a Korean show, medieval times with zombies. They're essentially, especially at the beginning of the series, they sleep in the day, and so they look like they're actually dead in the day because they only come back like when it's like colder and dark. So they come back at night, and essentially that's why like they find a bunch of dead bodies without. I mean, some of them don't understand. Oh, these are going to wake up and come after us. So yeah,
Is this floating in space, or is this on a planet?
this is on a planet. It's a planetary settlement. It's Ambrosia Alpha, which is like on Panacea, and Panacea is like a jungle planet. So the sort of infection thrives in the jungle planet like environment, which is why it likes dark and humid, and which is why the bodies are piled up here where there's like been damage, if that makes sense.
Wow.
Very cool.
This is the loose
Dark
concept.
and humid, just like Miley's mom.
There you go.
Booyah. Thank you so much for sharing, Malin. I appreciate that. Marta, did you do your work task?
Well, I haven't finished my work task, but we're on it.
Okay, we have one more sprint left, so
I
we
will
got
probably
time.
be continuing after the stream as well. So.
Okay, well then that's fair. And Miss Becca,
I added the Winterbrook scene to the bike stunt moment. That makes no sense to people who haven't read it, but basically,
makes sense to me.
I know, probably makes sense to you. Yeah, she has to like she gets dared, which is like her, like what's that word? Like she can't resist a dare. Like that's her thing, right? And so she gets dared to do this stunt down a bike stunt down this really steep hill called Suicide Hill, and it's and so because she has like an overactive imagination, she imagines that the queen from Winterbrook, who's like a sorceress, is trying to stop her. And like, so I have like this whole battle where she sends her archers and she makes the ground come to life. And like the asphalt is trying to, take the bike out while she's trying to do the stunt. And originally I didn't have that. It was just her imagination imagining the road coming to life. But now that I've added the Winterbrook aspect to it, it's more fantasy like. So, yeah. So I did that.
Sounds so fun.
I like the name Winterbrook.
Do
Like,
you want to share
this
a
is
line?
this is actually funny. I gotta say this though, where Winterbrook comes from, because I actually wrote when I was a kid, like 12, 13. My first book, right, was called Gateway to Winterbrook. And so that's what I'm kind of basing it after, like this book that I wrote when I was like 12 or 13. And but it comes from we used to get this like flavored soda that was like, or seltzer water flavored, and it was called Winterbrook. And I was obsessed with it, and I'm obsessed with the name, obsessed with the drink. And so that's where it comes from. Some random drink that's out of business and hasn't been made in like 30 years.
great fantasy name, though. Like, it's a very
That's
whimsical
what I thought as a
sounding.
kid. I was like Winterbrook. It's like it can be
Sounds
like
like a romance author pen name.
oh, Winterbrook. What do you mean?
Oh,
Separated.
another slam novel by Winter Brook.
Oh, Winter.
Actually,
Oh,
I feel like
that.
it would sound even more like a romance.
Oh,
It would
sorry.
sound even more like a romance pen name if it was Brooke Winters.
Ooh, that sounds like
okay.
a crime thriller writer, though.
Brooklyn. All these things that you can come up with. Yeah, Winterbrook in mine, sorry, is one word.
I understood that. I
Yeah,
just thought
okay.
it was.
Yeah, but no.
Do you have a
that's-
line to share?
No.
Heck yeah.
No.
All right, let me see if I can find something. It's still rough, but okay.
It's all rough.
I know.
We
Is
know
Ian
it's
Martin
rough.
out here writing final drafts?
That's so hard to do this. Okay. I'll just do the top here. You don't have to do this, but common sense wasn't something Emma had access to at the moment. Yes, I do. Without thinking on it another second, Emma jumped on her bike, determined as ever. Her stomach dropped from the sudden plunge down the hill. Wind blew against her cheeks, the woman's laugh back and louder than ever. Emma knew she couldn't avoid the inevitable. Queen Madalis from her favorite book, The Gateway to Winterbrook, was now hovering in the sky above her, mocking Emma with her gleeful laugh. Wearing all black from her flowing gown to her long wild hair, Queen Madalis raised her arm and pointed. Archers, attack.
Oh no, not the archers
love
attack.
The archers. It's not the archers.
Intense. I like
Wait,
it.
is the book that you talk about in your scene the book that you wrote when you were 13? Like, is that what you're referring to throughout this newer version?
It's funny because in one of my other books, Geraldine's Alley, I used it as well. And so I came up with a whole backstory of like it was written in like 1906 and by this author, Sophia Blackthorne, and like this whole thing in Geraldine's Alley. And then I realized since I needed something, I couldn't be Narnia because obviously the licensing for film and for books and stuff like that. I was like, why don't I just use the same made up book? And so so I kind of pulled a more developed version that I did in Geraldine's Alley and put it into this. So at some point it would be fun to actually actually write Gateway to Winterbrook and like do it under the pen name of
I
That's
think
so fun.
Mike Flanagan does that with some of his movies. Like he has
does he?
in-game universe books that he's written, and then he's made it into a movie later. I
It
think
makes
Midnight
sense.
Mass.
Yeah,
I
it
think
makes
Midnight
sense.
Mass was a book that he had in another movie, and then he ended
Okay.
up making the show Midnight Mass.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah.
I think so. Quote me if I'm wrong, but I have a picture in my mind of his
Did
wife.
you just say, quote me if I'm wrong?
Also, quote me if I'm right. Don't quote me.
Just quote me.
Just quote me. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Becca. I know that was very difficult for you, but I appreciate your willingness to share. And I did first of all, I did a lot of archiving, trying to find books to write. Nope, books to write, but books to read in the Western genre. And I did land on one book and several short stories. So that was going to have to do. And I did go with Outlawed by Anna North, because I love the premise of it. So thank you to your friend Malin.
Nice.
And then I also wrote some fanfic. So we're
Are you
getting...
going to share a line?
I guess that's only fair. Just a quote by Agatha. You're going to be a witch, don't be a dumb.
Wait, you underwater. I didn't hear the quote.
Too bad.
No,
Mouse geek, that's not fair.
It's a quote by Agatha in episode 2 that says, if you're going to be a witch, don't be a dumb one.
Nice. That's very Agatha.
Let's see what our friends did. You're welcome. My mom is probably as white as yours is to BH. My mom is translucent. My mom is pale. She's the Winter Queen of Narnia, of Storybrooke. Nope, of Winterbrook. Storybrooke is from Once Upon a Time, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. I was like, that sounds so familiar. I'm like, oh yeah.
I do want to rewatch Once Upon a Time. I don't know.
I just started a rewatch like
Oh.
a couple weeks ago of Once Upon a Time, and season 1 holds up
Okay.
ish. There's a couple
I
little,
know it kind of veers into crack fiction territory at the
but
end.
yeah, once season 2 hits, it's I
Which
like
is when I
found
stopped
my-
watching.
Yeah, it's not good. I
don't know.
want it to be good. Like that's my problem is I want it to be, and I still do. And I thought like maybe seeing it again,
Maybe this time.
maybe this time. But yeah, honestly, but season 1 for the most part holds up.
It's almost like you're not even hoping it's gotten better. You're just like, maybe my standards have gone down. Like,
Yeah.
fine.
And I watched
Maybe
it
we
way
keep-
longer than I should have. I just was
Ugh, me
like,
too.
oh, okay. No, I remember correctly. It's bad.
Becca, don't tempt me. I've been wanting to good sit down to watch Once Upon a Time.
Well, first season I really enjoyed, like, and that's what made me have that false sense of like, okay, maybe I'm remembering it wrong. Like this is really good, and then I was like, oh man.
It's my favorite thing to do when something feels like really, oh, the quality has changed. Even if it's like one episode or something, I love going to see who the writers are on
Yes.
Wikipedia and just be like, oh yeah, there was a change there. Yeah.
The whole staff, yes.
But I have a list of Vampire Media to get through first.
Okay.
I just watched a video about Once Upon a Time, an analysis about Regina being the better evil queen and a character arc 7 seasons through. Season 1 was so good, I agree. Season 5 had such potential with what was going on, and they drove it against the wall. Season 7 was surprisingly good. Didn't expect that back then.
I never got that. I never got that far.
I do need a new show to watch once I've wrapped up Bones, and I'm on season 10 out of 12, so we're
Oh
getting
my
there.
gosh. Yeah, when I did a rewatch of Bones, man, you feel like there's an aching, like, empty hole in your chest when you're done because you're just like, I've been watching 14 seasons. It's
I'm
a
at the
lot.
point where he kind of falls back, spoiler alert, into his gambling addiction.
Oh, I
and
didn't
was
like that. I skipped those episodes.
I'm so bored. I'm just like,
I
oh,
skipped
whatever. But I don't want to skip anything because I'm trying to train my mind to, being bored is illegal. It's the same
Yeah.
reason I don't speed up audiobooks or YouTube videos because I'm trying to train my brain into
Okay. I get that.
into
I
not.
love skipping. When it's a rewatch, I'm just like, oh, now I know, so I can
Yeah.
skip.
That's
I
what
haven't
do.
watched these seasons before though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
then you.
Then you have to
So I
watch
shall suffer through it.
it. You will.
Season 5 and 6 were dumpster fires. They had such a good plot line, not spoiling if people still want to watch, and they messed it up. That's fair. That is not a crime. It should
I love
be,
how
but it's not.
passionate Keiko is about this, that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 comments about it.
Yeah. Let's see what people did for that sprint. Okay, nap time pour moi. Phoebe gotta go. Have fun. Thanks, Phoebes. Bye. Plunging into Canva. Thank you for the fun
Ooh.
stream.
Nice.
I've seen clips from Kingdom, horrifying and terrifying.
So fun.
Korean medieval times with zombies. That is a
It's
combo.
such a good show, and I just wish they would make a season 3, but they won't.
No.
Oh no. I always love getting my dirty paws on crumbs of Project Alien. Anna fell down a rabbit hole, adding songs to their Harris Book playlist.
You gotta send me the playlist.
Oh my god, so fun is my new way to keep entertained at work, just going through albums one by one.
Love that.
Susan got 140 more storm words. I think I have enough thoughts to jump back into writing. Oh, I love that. Flora's here. Hello, hello, horse emoji. I'm gonna write fanfic too now. I'm gonna write fanfic now too, but not Dragon Age TBD.
The Vampire Diaries.
Oh. That's some Becca comments. Me about 100. Oh, don't get me started, Miley.
I know. That's another one where season 1 was so good.
Oh, and the Netflix The Witcher. My God.
Yeah, another one. I have
I
like
want to
a
love
whole,
The Witcher, but I can't.
I have a whole list of like shows where I just pretend there was only one season and then just go like, oh, it got canceled.
Yeah.
You can watch it and it's like perfect. and you just go, oh shoot, too bad there was no other seasons.
My main issue with The Witcher is like, ugh, the way everybody's so crusty and grimy, except for women. They are like perfectly flawless, clear skin, laid brows. Oh, don't get me started on series brows for season 2. Ugh. And then Jennifer is like, oh, well, that makes sense for Jennifer's character, but everyone else is just so
Right.
clean and so put together, the women, and then the men is just like dirty and grimy with literal mud.
It's like
That just
that
grinds
movie
my
with
gear.
Millie Bobby Brown where she like fights a dragon. What is it called? Damsel or something like
Damsel?
that.
Oh, I didn't see
And
that.
she's like so perfectly made up, and it just looks so like. First of all, she does have what people call iPhone face. Like she clearly looks like she does not belong in that universe. But also, like she has that no makeup look on for most of it. It's like this
Right.
Yeah. That's why I loved Ready or Not, because Tamara Weaving looks like shit.
yeah, but she still
Affectionately.
looks good while looking like shit.
She looks incredible.
She's
Covered in
slaying the look like
literal
shit.
shit. Literal goat shit or whatever is in that stable. And she
Yeah.
looks incredible. And that's just, yeah. I don't know. That's
Agreed.
what I want to see. I want to see women covered in shit, I guess. Period. I got a spoiler for a character death when I was starting season 7. I literally just stopped watching the show. Or lost. It ends at season 3 for me. Amen, Becca. That's called protecting your peace.
It's-
I actually stopped watching season 7 with episode 8, the pilot-ish one for the prequel series, and then couldn't continue. Also, that character death, no. Cut the cameras.
You read that so quickly. Are you sure you're not putting your audiobooks on 2.5?
I know, right?
No,
Woo.
I'm just a yapper, fast talker, trendsetter, showstopper, go-getter. Wait, 100 had a prequel series? No, they wanted to do one. With a backstory, what happened after the first commander landed back on Earth 2 years after the apocalypse. The episode was so good, showed what the show used to be. Aw.
Gotcha.
Then way that nobody cares about the backstory of the 100 world. Spitting facts, spitting facts. Okay, I think we need to dive into the last sprint of the day before we wrap up. Let's do... Oh, should we just all collectively watch a Lazy Gang writing sprint?
That sounds fun.
It's going to be a shorter one for 30 minutes. Let's see. Present, share screen. 30 minutes on the clock to get your affairs in order. 3, 2, 1, let's roll. And that was the last stream of. Nope, last sprint of the stream. I can never get that right.
The last
Never.
stream of the sprint.
That was the last stream of the sprint. And how did you do for that last sprint of the stream, Malin tries?
I managed to gather all of my different footage pieces to put into this vlog. So I haven't started editing it yet, but I have like things from my phone, things from my camera, things from OBS for like screen, stuff. So I'm just putting it all together into the file. So that's done. And then I wrote 400-ish words. So that's what I did.
Okay, not bad.
Yay.
Do you want to share a line?
I can.
Also, Marta and Becca, prepare to share lines.
I can't share a line.
Did you sign an NDA for work? Can you share like script line or whatever you're working on? I don't know your job, but
Love
I
that.
mean, unless you want some maths.
oh God no, God no.
I'll just share this one. It's all a bit boring at the moment. Sorry, there's no zombies yet, so just apologies for that. Are we unpacking? Saturn asks, looking back at the bridge to the shuttle. Not yet, I say, but feel free to bring toiletries in if you want to freshen up. I pass a hand through my hair, grimacing at the sweat that blasted the strands together in unflattering clumps. Wait, why aren't we unpacking? Isabel says, eyes darting between me and Carson, as though she expects him to protest too. That's it. That's all I'll share.
She doth protest too much.
Well, she is the bitch, you know?
That is, I mean, that is your assessment. Thank you so much for sharing. That was great. I'm looking forward to zombies.
I promise that once I get into the zombie times, I will share more lines.
Thank you so
Oh, I'm
much.
so excited.
Marta, did you finish your job?
Not yet, but I think I've got like maybe 20 minutes left. So.
Damn. Well, I'm not doing a 10-minute sprint, so you're on your own, kid.
No, I can do it by myself, don't worry.
And you don't want to share any math.
I don't particularly want to share any maps, but thank you for offering.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. And Ms. Rebecca.
I finished the first chapter, and
Yay!
and now I've moved on to the second. And all right, let me see if I can find something. I'll just do what I just
Do
wrote.
whatever you want. I'll take what I can get.
Okay. Emma's mother stared up at the ceiling as if the answers were somehow written on its surface. Emma. Oof. When her mother said her name like that, Emma knew she was in trouble. What did we say about lying? Her father's gaze pierced her soul. Lying. They always thought she was lying. It crushed her on some level, never being believed. She couldn't help it if she saw things others couldn't.
I'm so excited for this script to turn into a novel because I'm like, I mean, yes, you get the story from a script, but I just want to get more story. That was great. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, thanks. Oh,
And I did some more writing, and I also did some more script revising thingamajig. I basically did the math for my first draft, so I could put it in the script for the.
And are you
log
going to
question mark.
share a line or some math?
Maybe I should share a line. Maybe that's more interesting, unless people want to hear stats. But let's do it. Let's do a line. No context. But the line is, "Ooh, that was frigid. If I wasn't a ghost right now, I'd have chills."
I like that.
love.
Love it.
And that's it.
Oh, also, I did watch the trailer for season 3 of Gilded Age that's coming June 22nd.
My body's ready. Oh my god! I'm
so
so excited for that. I'm very excited. And
Like-
well, I know the story of the couple is based on, so I have concerns.
I know. But
oh my god, that man is so hot. I want a tall glass of that.
so true. And I love Carrie Coon too. She's just like, it's like you're like almost
Carrie
not,
Coon is great.
She's
One
so
of my all-time
good.
faves.
it's like you don't want to root for her, but then you totally root for her.
Yeah. I mean, the cast in general is just exceptional.
Yeah.
And I think it's the closest we're going to get to an American Downton Abbey. So
Yeah,
I'm-
absolutely.
yeah.
Well, the full trailer just dropped an hour ago.
Oh, I only watched like a little teaser.
Yeah,
Do I
this
wanna
is
know
the
anything
full like
else?
2-minute trailer. So yeah, that's what I was watching after I finished chapter 1. That was my prize or my reward.
Let's see. We lost some people. Blue, Anna. There was more talk about the hundreds. We're going to dive into that. But just God, that was the time. 568 words for Susan and a line. Oh, thank you. We are learning. I heard the voices of all the lost in the air that breathed through the tunnels around us. I shivered as the past crawled over my skin. Ooh, hate that. Great. 10 out of 10.
Love it.
There was some more commotion. Excited for the zombie times. One of them has a lot of critiques of the costuming and some failed potential of characters and sterilized the first. Okay, this is more the hundreds. Ghosties. Yes, is this haunted gold mine thingamajig? Call it. It did sound like that, but
I'd love to read that one day, Susan, because that sounds like, space horror without the space. So I love horror in like confined areas, like that kind of. Find that interesting.
I do like, a closed room sort of situation, indeed. The fact that the book was supposed to be written for the show and still ended up in storyline something completely different. Okay. Ghosties was for Becca's.
Oh,
well, that makes sense.
You can't see. Yeah. Yeah, she's the ghost.
And a line from Miley. Enormous tools lay abandoned, scattered on the floor or haphazardly hung on hooks, as though every hand had stilled when the news of their sister's death had broken.
Ooh, that's great.
Mysterious monster in the mind. ... In my story, the monsters are humans. Boring, but...
Well, you've got also actual monsters.
I do have actual monsters, but they are more like victims of a circumstance rather than true monsters.
But I think that's what most zombies, like media in general, is about. Is very often like you've got the monsters, but in reality, the true monsters are almost always the humans.
Yeah. Gotta have actual monsters. Guys, Lost was horror enough for me. I watched every single season after season 1 only in daylight without eating and drinking because smoke monster achy blacky. Ooh, horror's not. I do like horror, but I don't like body horror, I will say. That's at least in visual media. I haven't read a whole lot of books with body horror, but
I don't like body horror.
Yeah, I like possessions and devils and ghosts and spirits. That's my genre of horror. Okay, speaking of horror, I think we're gonna wrap up for today.
Oh no, the horror!
Any closing statements?
Thanks for
See
having
you
me.
next Tuesday, because I'm here every week now.
I love it.
I'm
Yeah,
going to be at it's Katie's release day that day, next Tuesday.
it is next
I'm going to
Tuesday.
be in Pittsburgh for that, so I won't be on the stream, but hopefully, yeah, we're going to be excited.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm very
gonna
excited.
be
Me and Malin will be celebrating
Yes.
here. So
Yes, though we have a second release date for Europeans,
Right.
Oh,
unfortunately.
You can still celebrate. It's fine.
I know, but I just
Celebrate
want
the-
to hold it.
I know, because I'm actually flying out on Monday, so my copy isn't it's gonna come while I'm there. So,
you just have to buy another one at the
I know I'm
store
gonna have to
and
buy
get it
another one. I
signed.
need to buy another one because I need her to sign it. So I'm just gonna have multiple. That's what I did with Wallace's book. I have like 3 copies of it. I'm all like, it's fine.
I have 2,
Love that.
so I'm a good friend too. But alright, tomorrow's another trouble stream. It's gonna be me, so it's gonna be tarot card pull-in for anyone wanting vibe checks. And as always, see you next Tuesday.